Hi nursing students! So if you're new here, my name is Yasmin and I just finished my term 5 at ASU, and I have a little bit of tips and tricks that I personally use that helped me pass my first semester of nursing school. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, hello and welcome. Like I mentioned before, my name is Yasmin and I just finished my first semester of nursing school, and I have some tips and tricks to show you that helped me personally pass my first semester. And in high school, I was a 4.0 student, but once you get into college, all that changes. So I'm here to show you that it is okay if you are an A, B, or even C student in college, and you can still get to it, and C's get degrees. But for nursing school, they're very strict. So I'm going to show you what helped me and tell you what helped me, some little tips and tricks here and there, and I passed with all A's and only 2 B's. So yeah, first things first, time management. You want to be able to manage your time very effectively. I personally use this planner. This is the planner that I really like. It's from the brand Belladonna, and you can get it right here. And this planner is really good because it has a bunch of cute little stickers and stuff, and it's very light and it's very fun, and it kind of takes away all the stress from nursing school. And just make sure you're jotting down important dates, like your clinical dates, important test dates, exams, quizzes, and any other things that you got going on with nursing school, because especially with nursing school, they want you to be places at a certain time, such as a clinical rotation or a team's day or anything of that sort. So planning your days and stuff in here, or any other planner, or even on your phone, can be very helpful. It was very helpful for me. And yeah, along with time management, you also want to set reminders. So if I have a meeting or a Zoom call or a Zoom meeting for tutoring, I'm going to write in my phone a reminder 30 minutes prior to my appointment, reminding me, get on your Zoom. So make sure you are setting reminders, jotting down your dates, jotting down your exams in your planner, or even sticky notes. I also love using sticky notes. I will place them here and there on my fridge, on my mirror, on the door, on the table, anywhere that I'm constantly looking at during my day, so that I can be reminded of things and stay efficient with my time. So yeah, time management is very important. And tip number 2 for nursing school is to study smart, not hard. So for me personally, I love to test myself, and I think testing yourself is one of the best ways to kind of study. I live alone and I don't really have a big friend group as well, so having people test me can be a little bit hard. So ChatGPT, guys, trust me, ChatGPT will be your best friend. You can go ahead and text in the chat box, test me on this material. You can upload a PDF, or you can get the premium version and you can do multiple PDFs with unlimited amount of questions. But I never got the premium, so I was just asking chat to test me here and there. And you have to type in test me NCLEX style questions, so that way you can be prepared for when you do take your NCLEX after nursing school. So have ChatGPT test you. Another way that I also like to study is by teaching. Even when you're in the clinical healthcare setting and you want your patients to teach it back to you, teach you their responsibilities, what they're going to do with their medication, how they're going to care for their health at home. It's kind of the same concept. So you want to go ahead while you're studying, teach it to somebody else. And if you have nobody there, just get a water bottle, get your dog, get a stuffed animal, a pillow, and pretend you're going to teach it to them. Or you can record yourself and pretend you're talking to a classroom or a recorded lecture. And that's just kind of how I pretended to teach. And if I didn't have anybody with me, I would pretend I was teaching to a 5-year-old or a little kid. You kind of want to get a big amount of material and information and dumb it down so it's super small, so that way it's easier to understand, and when you go in to take those tests, you have jotted information like this. And that really helps for me, because instead of remembering a whole load of information, you're remembering the main points, what it does, and what's important about it, and that really helped me. So yeah, study hard, Study smart, not hard. Along with studying too, I am a big snacker. This is kind of like off topic too, but having some good healthy snacks or even like a nice drink will definitely make your studying more enjoyable and kind of romanticized a little bit as well. Having some good music, some good study music on YouTube. There's people who do study with me's, and they are studying with you, and they have a Pomodoro little clock on the side, and they'll have that running while they study. And if you play it while you're studying, it's kind of like you're studying with someone, and it's kind of cute and it's kind of nice. So that's something that I did as well. I would also have like a nice drink, like a matcha or some healthy snacks like carrots and hummus or pretzels or anything, you know, healthy. Or if I was like a little tired, I would eat dark chocolate while I studied, and that kind of got my dopamine running, and you know, I was happy while studying. So that's one of my things that I implemented while studying. And you know what? Another thing that I did too is I would listen to YouTube videos while I studied. I guess I work better in a chaotic environment, so that personally helped me, and I passed all my exams. So whatever floats your boat, but those are some of my tips for study smart, not hard. Another tip that I will say is, along with YouTube, is good YouTube channels. So I have some written down here. Simple Nursing. I really like Simple Nursing. They're great. They also have a bunch of books that you can get on their website. And since I got these books, I have these two. Volume 1 and then the Complete Nursing School bundle. This was really helpful for me. They have kind of everything very cartoonish, and it's just very nice to like study and look at. And it's almost enjoyable too because it's very bright and colorful. And it just looks fun instead of dull and boring like a textbook. So these books really helped as well. And this is also from Simple Nursing. We have the volume 1. This one's really nice as well. And if you go in, they have the patho, they have mental health and pharmacology. And it's the same vibe as the other book, very kiddish, very fun to look at. And they have a bunch of diagrams and cartoons. So yeah. I really like Simple Nursing. A couple other YouTube channels that I will mention are Registered Nurse RN, Level Up RN, and also have some TikToks too. So if you find that shorter form content is helpful rather than long form content, they're also on TikTok as well. So those are some YouTube channels that had helped me with studying. Now, aside from the classroom, I do have your skills and clinicals. If you hear my dog, it's because he is playing with his toy. So this is Bust. He was my buddy during my first semester of nursing school. He has been here, and he hears me teach myself, and he hears me talk to myself. He's seen the breakdowns, he's seen it all, so he is here, and he's great. He's my great support system as well. And then another thing that I will mention for your skills and clinicals is to ask questions. Do not be intimidated by these nurses. They were in your shoes once as well, and if they got there, what makes you think that you can't? So make sure you're asking questions. And one thing that I found too, and kind of learned along the way, is that the nurse will respect you 10 times more if they see that you're involved and that you want to learn and that you're genuinely curious and you want to learn more about the information and what they're doing, and you're not just there to, bullshit. You're well respected if you show that you're willing to learn and that you're a hard worker. Get yourself in there. If the opportunity comes up, make sure you take it. Take that opportunity to do any skill that you can, whether it's PO meds, injections, whatever is in your scope of practice within that point in time. Make sure that you are taking that opportunity and, practicing your skills in clinical, because you paid for that experience. You paid to be there. And so get your money's worth. That's all I'm gonna say. Get your money's worth at clinical, in school, with whatever. Get your money's worth. You paid for it. And ask questions and have a fun time. I was scheduled at night shift, so energy drinks will be your best friend, I will say. Or an apple. Nature's Natural Energy. That helped me a lot. And then being friendly, being open, you know, don't go in the patient's room with your hands crossed across your chest. Be open, be friendly, be nice. And if you're not in the mood, life gets to us all. If you're not in the mood to have a smiley face, just be gentle, be kind. You are dealing and going to a place where people are quote unquote fighting for their life. They're not the happiest, and they might not match your energy. They might not be as happy as you. Most of my patients that I've had have been, you know, a little upset with their situation, and that's okay. You're not there to be their best friend. You're not there to cure them. You're there to help them and alleviate the hospital experience and to give them whatever they need in that point in time within your scope of practice. And you are the student, so don't expect to be perfect, and you got this. Just be patient, be kind, and ask questions. And another thing for lab, which kind of goes hand in hand with clinical, with showing your skills. For lab, what I would do for my video validations, which is however your program does it, a video validation is where you record and you show your skill. For instance, Foley catheters, PO meds, injections, or anything of that sort within your term. And I would make scripts. I would make sure to make scripts. As a former theater student, as a former theater kid, I wrote my scripts to make sure that whenever I do go into the classroom and I was ready to record, I knew what I was going to say, and it kind of helps. You know, since you're doing it on a mannequin, you can't really practice on a real person depending on where you're at. It helped me to make scripts because I was able to see it in my mind and put it on paper. And so when I was there in real life and I had the mannequin in front of me, I knew what to do, and I had practiced in my head, and I had created my own script. So that helped me personally. And then another one of my tips is to find your support system. I am someone who, as mentioned earlier, doesn't have a huge group of friends, but making sure that you find your support system is crucial, because even as someone who's an introvert, I found it to be 10 times more enjoyable when I found a group of people or a group of students, or even my mom and dad, to kind of talk to about my day. Or you're going to get that imposter syndrome. If you're anything like me, you're going to get that imposter syndrome. You're not going to feel good enough. You're going to feel like, why am I here? Is this really meant for me? What if I don't do it? Am I really cut out to be here? You are more than capable to be there. You're more than capable to be a nurse, and I still tell myself that too. And making sure you have that support system is going to alleviate that pressure and alleviate the emotions that come with that. So for instance, you can find one friend who is going to stick with you throughout your nursing journey. I know I found my friend, and she's absolutely great. I love her. And I have my dad and my mom, who I call almost every day. I live in a completely different state than them, and I found that making sure that I'm talking to people and, you know, talking about whatever's going on, like in the hospital, whatever's going on with school. Hey, can you send me where we're supposed to be at for this class? Like, it is so much more easier, and it's really helpful to have that support system and not to do things on your own. Studying, I get, doing alone, but don't do the whole thing alone. You definitely can, but it's just so much easier, and it's honestly more fun when you have that support system that you know is going to have your back, and you can kind of power through this whole nursing journey together. And yeah, it's just better when you have a buddy. So yeah. Also, another tip with finding your support group is be nice to your professors. They were also once in your shoes too. My professors were all nurses, and I'm pretty sure it's that way for every single program. They want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you fail. They're there for a reason. They're there to teach you. They're there to help you. And if tutoring is offered, take it. Go to tutoring. I know for one of my classes, if tutoring is available, I would go to tutoring, set up those emails, send those emails with the questions that you have, and make sure you're sending them with proper etiquette and be nice. And if you're a little frustrated, just make sure to take a deep breath and to go in there and to just know that they're there to help you. They're there to answer the questions that you need and do the work. do the work before you ask a question. If it's not in the PowerPoint, ask, but if it's there in the PowerPoint, if it's there in the material, try to understand it to the best of your ability and then go to them with your questions if you're still having trouble. But your professors are there to help you and they want to see you succeed, so make sure you take account of that. Lastly, take care of you. I know for me, I told myself getting into nursing school that I was not going to be miserable. I'm not going to be one of those miserable nursing students, and so far I am doing great. It is hard, it is rough out here, but I'm doing, fairly well. I make sure that I go to the gym almost 6 or 7 times a week, sometimes 5 if, it's getting a little rough. Make sure to eat healthy, and along with eating healthy, one thing that I did to stay on top of my diet with a busy schedule is meal prepping. Most of my stuff was in the mornings, so I made sure to meal prep my breakfast, and I had some wannabe egg bites from Starbucks that I would make every week, and I would warm those up before clinical, warm them up before lab, and I would warm them up before lab, warm them up before class. And yeah, it was easy breakfast on the go. Make sure you're doing things that are going to make your week and your days easier. Set yourself up for success, and yeah, you're gonna do great. Another little bit of self-care that I decided to do is to journal. I haven't journaled in a while, but making sure to journal your day and just to journal out your emotions is very helpful for me to go into class and into clinical with a clean and clear mind, so that way you're going to do and perform your best. Another important thing is to sleep. Make sure you're getting your sleep. I know I get 6 to 7 hours, which I should probably be getting more. But like I said, it is rough out here, but please prioritize your sleep. You retain information that way, so just make sure you're getting your good amount of sleep. What's more to say about that? Get your sleep. And yeah, make sure you're doing things that you love and having a good balance between life and school. And if you work, kudos to you. I told myself that I know that I can't work a full-time job and go to school at the same time, or else my grades are going to go down. So if you don't need to work, I would say do it at your own risk and don't work if you don't need to. Do your best in school. You are sacrificing these years of your life for a better future for yourself, and you're gonna work your entire life. Just sacrifice these couple years of nursing school to do good, and you're getting what you paid for, so make sure you're doing it correctly and doing it right. And most importantly, enjoying the journey instead of being impatient and wanting to be a nurse already. Make sure you're in the moment and appreciating every day and going through the motion and enjoying it as well, instead of just doing things to do it. But yeah, make sure you are enjoying your journey, and you got this, and you're doing great. And yeah, make sure you're enjoying your journey, because it is a one-time thing. You're never gonna get this journey again. And when you're a nurse, you're gonna look back and wish you had enjoyed it just a little teeny bit more. So yeah, also you can get these badges on my Amazon storefront. They are super cute. And for my Mexicans, we got the Sana Sana Colita de Rana, and this one's really cute. I love this one. And yeah, make sure you get some cute supplies. Another tip is get cute supplies. I love getting pens. I love getting little cute badges, colorful pens. Get a good pen that works. I love these Papermate pens. They're very jelly, and I just think they're so smooth. But yeah, also another book that is linked in my Amazon storefront is going to be the Saunders NCLEX examination book. This one's really good. It has a bunch of quizzes, and it has some bullet points with main topics. And this one really helped me with my Nurse 325 class. And yeah, make sure you do what is best for you and keep doing what you're doing and keep on learning. You got this, and I can't wait to see you become an RN. So stay sexy. See you later. Bye.